We turn now to the verdict in the Delphi murders trial. Richard Allen was found guilty on all counts for the 2017 murders of 8th graders Libby German and Abby Williams.
On a chilling day in Delphi, Indiana, justice finally came for the families of Abby Williams and Libby German, two young girls who were brutally murdered on a hiking trail in 2017. Richard Allen, a Delphi resident, was found guilty of all charges related to their deaths, marking the end of a trial that captivated the nation. After 4 intense days of jury deliberations, the verdict was announced on Monday, leading to both relief and sorrow for those close to the victims. For many in the small community, the outcome represented closure to a traumatic event that had left an indelible scar on their lives. Allen, 50, remained stoic in court, showing no outward reaction as the verdict was read. However, the atmosphere was thick with emotion as his wife and mother broke down in tears. Their visible distress contrasted with Allen's calm demeanor, hinting at the complex and overwhelming feelings that have surrounded this case. It was clear that, although justice had been served, the pain from that tragic day 7 years ago was far from over. A grim day on the Delphi trails. The events that led to this trial began on February 13, 2017, when Abby Williams, 13, and Libby German, 14, set off on a hike along the Monon High Bridge Trail in Delphi. The two friends were enjoying a day off school, excited to explore the scenic trails that were popular among locals. Libby posted a photo of Abby on Snapchat, capturing a moment of innocence and joy that would soon be shattered. As they crossed the bridge, they noticed a man behind them. Trusting her instincts, Libby began recording on her phone, a decision that would later become crucial in the investigation. The video recorded the man's voice instructing them to go down the hill. Shortly after this encounter, the girls were attacked. Their bodies were found the next day in a wooded area near the trail, their throats slit. The brutality of the crime sent shockwaves through the community, and the images and audio from Libby's phone became key pieces of evidence in the years-long hunt for their killer. Evidence in the case against Richard Allen. In 2022, 5 years after the murders, Richard Allen was arrested. Despite initially slipping under the radar, Allen's own admissions placed him near the crime scene, a fact that helped prosecutors build a compelling case against him. He was charged with multiple counts, including felony murder for the killing of both Abby and Libby while attempting to commit kidnapping, as well as separate charges of murder for knowingly causing their deaths. A critical piece of evidence tying Allen to the crime was an unspent .40 caliber round found near the girls' bodies. Ballistics testing linked this round to Allen's gun, a Sig Sauer model P226, which the prosecution argued had cycled the bullet. Although the defense sought to discredit this evidence by pointing to the technical limitations of comparing cycled rounds, the prosecution insisted on its reliability. Coupled with Allen's own recorded confessions, which he made to his wife, corrections officers, and a psychologist, the prosecution presented a strong case that ultimately convinced the jury. Despite the lack of DNA evidence at the crime scene linking Allen directly to the murders, the combination of his admissions and the ballistic findings was enough for the jury to return a guilty verdict. Allen's conviction serves as a testament to the perseverance of investigators and the strength of the circumstantial evidence, even when forensic DNA was absent. The community's reaction: pain and relief. Delphi is a small, tight-knit community where everyone knows each other. The brutal murders of Abby and Libby had not only taken away 2 innocent lives, but had also robbed Delphi of its sense of safety and peace. For years, the case was marked by unanswered questions and relentless fear. Many parents worried about the safety of their children, while others struggled with the idea that the perpetrator could be someone from their own community. The community's agony was palpable, as shown by the numerous vigils, fundraisers, and support gatherings held over the years to honor the memories of the 2 girls. Following the verdict, Delphi resident Sarah Ausbrook expressed both relief and sorrow, saying, "Today is the day. It's been a long time coming." Osbrook, like many others, praised the prosecutors for their diligence in presenting the evidence and finally bringing some closure to the town. She added, "Today for me means some major healing for this community." Her words resonated with many Delphi residents who had long awaited justice and hoped this verdict would bring peace to the families of Abby and Libby. A gag order prevented the families from publicly commenting on the trial's outcome until after sentencing, but their presence in court, along with the tears and emotional support from fellow residents, spoke volumes. The families had endured unimaginable pain, yet they continued to fight for justice, maintaining hope despite the long wait and the intense media scrutiny surrounding the case. Challenging the evidence, Allen's defense team argued that the confessions he made while in custody were the result of a compromised mental state, asserting that he had been experiencing a psychotic episode when he admitted to the crimes. They claimed that his mental health issues invalidated these statements, casting doubt on his culpability. The defense pointed to his history of mental health struggles, suggesting that his confessions were unreliable and made under duress. However, prosecutors countered this argument by underscoring the consistency of Allen's admissions and the gravity of the evidence against him. The defense's attempts to discredit the ballistic evidence were also central to their strategy. They argued that comparing the unspent bullet to a fired round from Allen's gun was flawed and should not be considered reliable evidence. The forensic expert who testified on behalf of the defense stated that the process was like comparing apples to oranges, emphasizing the limitations of ballistics analysis in this context. Yet, the jury ultimately sided with the prosecution, affirming the strength of the evidence despite the defense's objections. Delphi's healing journey. For Delphi, the verdict represents more than just a conviction. It symbolizes the beginning of a long process of healing. The families of Abby and Libby will never fully recover from the loss, but knowing that justice has been served can offer them a small measure of comfort. As Osbrook noted, the verdict brings major healing to the community, a sentiment echoed by many other Delphi residents who have supported the families throughout this ordeal. Despite the relief of the guilty verdict, the town of Delphi will carry the memory of Abby and Libby's tragic deaths forever. Their story is a reminder of the preciousness of life and the strength of community bonds, even in the face of unspeakable loss. Residents hope that the verdict will serve as a turning point, allowing them to move forward while honoring the memories of the two friends who brought so much joy to their lives. Moving forward with hope. As Delphi moves forward, the community is left to grapple with both the pain of the past and the hope for a more peaceful future. The memory of Abby and Libby will forever be etched in the hearts of those who knew them, as well as those who have come to know their story. Their legacy is one of resilience, and their lives have touched people far beyond the borders of Delphi. The trial's conclusion offers a chance for the community to begin a new chapter, one in which the shadow cast by that fateful day in 2017 slowly starts to fade. In the end, the Delphi case serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and community support in the face of tragedy. This video brings you the latest in a case that has haunted the small town of Delphi and captivated the nation. Richard Allen has been found guilty on all charges related to the horrific murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. His conviction marks the end of a long road toward justice for the families of these young girls, and while the scars will remain, this outcome offers some measure of peace and healing for the community. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories like this. Let us know in the comments what you think about this verdict and its impact on Delphi. Thank you for watching, and let's continue to support each other as we remember Abby and Libby.